The equilibrium which existed until recently, until before these discoveries, has been disturbed. And until we know for certain the quantities which are in the area and which country owns what, this equilibrium will still be disturbed, and it will only settle down until everything becomes known, all the facts are on the table. The biggest winner of the game up until this point is Israel, in the sense that it used to be a country in total isolation when it comes to energy matters. It was an energy island, as we say. And suddenly it's not only self-sufficient, but it is in a position to export considerable quantities of natural gas and possibly also oil in the near future. If you add to that the discoveries in Cyprus and the potential of the Cyprus exclusive economic zone for further discoveries, and also you consider the huge prospects of the Lebanese exclusive economic zone, the region in itself could become an alternative provider and of the European market, thus adding to the choices that the European Union so desperately needs in order to mitigate its absolute dependence on the Russian natural gas. That, in addition to the Azeri gas, which is going to come to Europe through the TANAP and the TAP pipelines, will give a lot of pressure for prices to go lower in the European Union. And therefore, each country now is positioning itself. It's in the polls in order to be ready to play this card. Nevertheless, this would require the participation and contribution of countries which traditionally have been enemies. If the region could play a role as a region, countries like Israel and Lebanon would have to work together. And hopefully, Cyprus could be the common denominator which would allow old enemies like Israel and Lebanon to work together without appearing as working together. The major points of concern in the Eastern Mediterranean are primarily territorial claims raised by states. So the obvious risk, especially for Cyprus, is claims raised by neighboring countries, specifically Turkey. Similar problems exist in Israel and in Lebanon, but also in the greater region throughout the instability created by the Cyprus issue. Of course, the second point of concern would be terrorism, global terrorism, which is always a huge risk for security matters.